Oh, sorry. Oh, it's still stuck in my lungs.
Can you smell it? I don't think I ever want to do that again. Can we let's get to 200?
You know how long I've lived here?
Yeah.
A long time, and I still just can't. I just don't get it.
No, I don't get it either. I mean, what's the point? They don't have.
I'm all for culture.
No, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll eat snails in France.
Yeah, I'd never go there. I haven't done it, but I would.
Yeah.
But that stuff is awful.
No, it is awful, isn't it? But it's going off, isn't it? I mean, they always say it's fermenting, but
it's rubbish. I was going to say a rude word there, but it's off.
Yeah, it's off. Anyway, let's get
right. Then let's get back to something else.
Let's get back to something a little bit more sensible, shall we?
So, do you believe they actually landed on the moon then?
What? Who?
The Americans, of course.
No, that's all. That's a film. That's Steven Spielberg did all that.
69. He was only about.
Yeah, but he's got a time machine.
Actually, he was about 20.
He's got a time machine. He went
Fair
back.
enough.
See, people don't know all this stuff.
That's why it's so bad, because it's all on Super 8, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Super 8. Oh, nice. Current, like it. Can I take the safety goggles off now, Trev?
I think if you've buried that where I told you to, did you put up the nuclear warning hazard signs?
I did, and do you know what? All the grass around it has actually died.
Yeah, it's a big ring.
It has. It's looking a little bit suspect. But I'll take those off so I can see what I'm doing properly.
So conspiracy theories.
Well, yeah. So I mean, and actually, this dovetails very nicely into this. I'm not a great believer in them, to be honest with you, Trev. Not a great believer in them at all. I don't actually believe there is a Yeti, for instance, and the jury's out on Bigfoot, because let's be honest, it's a big guy in a monkey suit. You know, you can see the zip up the back. Can you show the picture?
Explain Nessie then.
Oh, she's got a couple of bits of hose pipe and sort of
a ferret,
car tyres.
A ferret diving or something.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway, listen, tenuous link I know, but anyway, the reason that we're talking about Yetis and unexplained things, like Ron Herring's, is that there's two beers that we're really, actually, there's one beer that we've already drunk, and we've actually tried it, and Trev, if you can put the link up to the episode, it was a BeerSweden
Well, there's no
episode.
point in me doing it. You tell me to do that, but why do that? Because you can't click on the links, or you don't want the links clickable, because then they go away from the video that they're actually watching. So what I'll do, I'll just put in now what a great intro we did.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant.
Hang on. I can't do it.
Hang on.
Can you do it?
It was a great.
Hang on. What's that?
Oh, that's it. Okay.
That was good, wasn't it?
It was a great intro, actually, Trev. Well done. That was a good one. So this was the beer. This was a monster of a beer, of course, pun intended. An imperial stout from Great Divide. It's pretty much one of those classic.
It's ranked all around the world, isn't it?
Beers, yeah, it's an absolute legend, and for the right reasons. So this is Yeti. I gave it 4.4. I seem to remember, Trev. Loved that. I loved it young, and of course I got plenty of bottles of this sitting in the cellar, aging away. And here's another beer.
I thought they was rare.
No, these weren't rare. No, these are still available. You can go to Systembolaget.
Okay.
It was the oak age version, chocolate oak age version,
right.
all different sort of versions of it. But this is the straight up Yeti, and it's still available at Systembolaget. So actually, we can click the fingers, and you can go out and buy some of that. If you haven't got some in your cellar, seriously, it's a must-have. Absolutely, get some. Now this one, the 2011, in other words, this year's vintage, Bigfoot barley wine style ale from Sierra Nevada. This only came out in August, okay, August the 1st. It was one of 3 beers that came out Sierra Nevada, and this is an annual, one of those annual sort of beers that I look forward to. Again, as I said with the Yeti, do this. Go out, buy 4 or 5 of them, try a couple of them young, and age the rest of them. It really, really will be worth it. I haven't tried the 2011, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's described by Sierra Nevada, and we all know about Sierra Nevada, of course. One of our favourite, aren't they? Really, one of our favourite.
Torpedo's
one
lovely.
of the coolest. Yeah, Torpedo Extra IPA. You know, the Pale Ale, of course, is really a benchmark, I think, of the style. Sierra Nevada really don't do anything wrong. It's a question of how right they do it. And Bigfoot, I think, is one of those beers that it's huge. It will put hairs on your chest, Trev.
Okay.
In terms of alcohol, it's 9.6%. So it's right up there in barley wine country. What is barley wine, by the way? While we're talking,
you've actually explained about half a dozen times.
I know about half a dozen times. But what's quite interesting is a little bit of a misnomer here, in terms of huge smells coming out of this bottle straight away, Trev. It's described on Sierra Nevada's website as an English-style barley wine. So that makes me sit up and take notice, because actually I think you'll find, and I use my little friend computer here, that the hops used are Chinook,
American,
Cascade,
American,
exactly, and actually it's used, and we've also got the finishing hops are Cascade and Centennial.
Well, there you go.
So really, I don't know where this sort of line. So we've got a little bit blurred there because
just mean
English style barley
come
wines
from
that I
England.
know. Yeah, English style barley wine came from England, but I wouldn't actually suggest that this is an English style barley wine because it uses one hell of a lot of American hops in it. In fact, the very famous and no longer with us beer writer Michael Jackson, he described this, I think, as one of the hoppiest barley wines in the world. So that's really interesting.
How many years they've been doing that then?
Lots now. I think we're going back several years. I think it probably
And what's the
at least
point?
10.
What's the point of just doing it once a year? Why not have it in the selection all the time?
Well, I think it's that sort of, it's one of those seasonality. It's the seasonal beers that people look forward to trying on the release dates, and obviously look forward to aging as well. So this is very much a sort of the wine type reference. Actually goes through to the bit. You can use it and treat it and age it just like a wine. So obviously going to be strong, normally between 9-14%, something like that. Can be even stronger. Going to have a lot of malt action going on. Of course, in this beer we've got a lot of bittering action as well. Let's give it a whirl. Maybe named after a man in a big suit with a zip up the back. Can you not see the zip though, Trev? Do you believe in a Bigfoot?
Absolutely.
Do you really believe in a Bigfoot?
I even think I'm somehow related to him.
Oh yeah, I can see that actually. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. You know what they say about people with big feet, don't you?
Big socks.
Giving it a whirl. Hops on the nose. Bye. Ooh, feel like I'm transforming. Hairs in your chest stuff, Trev. Where to start? Syrup, brown syrup. That sort of you can buy those, on your pancakes. That's there. Citrus, absolutely. All of that piney, resiny, sappy action from those big C hops. That's there too. It's just a lot of everything. It's like you put beer into an amp and just turn the dial up. It's huge.
211.
You see, most blokes be playing at 10. You're on 10 here, all the way up,
Yeah.
all the way up. You're on 10 on your guitar. Where can you go from there? Where?
I don't know.
Nowhere, exactly. What we do is, if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
It's a lovely level of sweetness actually. It's not overly sweet at all. There's a nice sort of almondy, cherry kind of can that be right? Yeah, almost like cherry and candy type note to the beer as well. And then it finishes really quite sort of rough at the end. That will probably, with a couple of years, actually soften out a little bit and become a little bit more soft in the mouthfeel. But I have to say, even this young, it is a very good beer. The alcohol is there, definitely. I'm getting a little bit of, sort of petrol action, and that's something which probably is going to knock a few points off. I promise you, the back of my throat is actually almost closing up. It really is quite an aggressive monster of a beer, this one. But having said that, it's very complex. Now, in terms of, because we're really, the whole concept behind this show was to try and sort of pitch the two monsters together in this sort of battle of the two beasts. Yeti, I have to say, I think when it was drunk at the same time, young, just tips Bigfoot, takes him out. I'm going to give this 3.9 right now, with a little rider on it that in a couple of years' time, I think we're definitely going to be +4 something. In other words, a real stellar beer, one that that you should really cellar and keep. It's going to be great as an after dinner drink. Share it with friends. Cheeses, cigars, sniff the glass, fireside. You can actually spend a very pleasant winter's evening, as the snow's sort of coming in here in the north of Sweden, and this will warm you up literally from the inside out. Really good stuff. So yeah, I think it's yet another, it sounds a bit boring, but another great beer from Sierra Nevada. That's it, Trev, what do you think?
Fair enough.
Yeah, okay, well, until next time. This was our 101th episode, Trev. It kind of gets boring now, doesn't it? What's the next?
101th.
101th. What is that? What's the next milestone? Where do we go from here?
World domination.
Okay, let's do that on the next show. Okay, world domination. Cheers.